That person that keeps coming back around that you know is toxic for you or is abusive to some degree or narcissistic or just incredibly unhealthy for you, that person that keeps coming back around, you're an empath, you see the best in people, you give people more chances than they deserve, you have a tendency to romanticize them. Romanticizing about all the good times, I'm going to give you a tool to help break that soul tie and help to build the resistance against that, because that's what's happening there, is they're coming back around and all you can think of when they're not around, so it makes you miss them, is all the good stuff. We're romanticizers. This happens if you're a codependent person. This happens a lot of times with anxiously attached people. This happens if you have a low self-worth. This happens if you have just always been in a relationship and you don't know what it's like to be alone, and the fear of the unknown scares you, so your brain starts to go to all the good places. Well, let me give you a tool. It is called the ick list. Ick. And that sounds harsh. Now, this is not keeping an account of wrongs for a partner or a spouse. This is for when you have got to break someone off of you that keeps coming back around or that you keep ruminating about that you know is unhealthy and you know you want to get out of that dynamic, but your mind takes you back there. The ick list. The ick list is so important. You have got to write down or put in the notes on your phone everything that is an obvious counter to love that person has ever done with you, around you, to you, in that relationship. I'll give you some examples. Calling us names, calling you any kind of word. Now, this is not just pointed at men. This is for guys. You can watch this too and do the exact same thing. Calling us names, degrading when they're angry. There is no reason for verbal abuse. I don't care the circumstance that happened. I don't care how bad of a day they had or how upset they are with their boss. If someone calls you the C word, if someone tells you you are worthless, if someone tells you that you are a piece of crap, that's not okay, and that's verbal abuse. That's an ick to add to the ick list. Sneaking porn. Men and women both do this. Sneaking porn, emotional affairs, being on dating apps while you're exclusive together. Ick list. Oh, I think back to a relationship where I begged a guy to drive more often because I drove everywhere, but when he would choose to drive or say yes to driving, he would have to play his video game, even if we're just going a few minutes down the road. And then I expressed how unsafe it made me feel that he's always on his phone when he's driving, which was inadvertently a way to make me drive, by the way, and he wouldn't just put down the video game. So no, your addiction to video games and your choice over a video game over our safety, that's an ick, okay? Making comments about your physicality. Undermining you when maybe you're feeling a little confident that day, or maybe you dressed a little cute and thinking that they would like that, and they say, are you going to wear that? And this is a more than one time occurrence, or there's a lot of subliminal messaging. Are you sure that you want to eat that? I think you're done with dinner, right? Those kinds of comments, ick list all day long. No, I will not romanticize you anymore and think about how great times were with you, because you can't just put down the marijuana. They won't put down the drugs, they won't put down the alcohol, they won't put down whatever unhealthy coping mechanism they have, and if they're not going to that coping mechanism, they're using you for emotional regulation. That is all an ick. Red flag central. No, are we taking this anymore? No, do we romanticize that person? That's not something worth romanticizing. That's not what God has for you. That person has got a lot of healing to do and needs to come down to a level where they can appreciate and actually love you. That's not love. So don't get that confused, which is what happens in the soul tie. We get this pain relief response confused. That's part of the trauma bond. They're the source of your pain, but then they also get to be the source of your relief. Trauma bond happens. Soul tie enforces that. You feel like you can't get away from this person because you think about all the, well, but he was so sweet to me this, and oh, the way he held me that, and oh, Lindsay, he would just hug me and pick me up, and he was so cuddly. Yes, but what about the in-betweens? Okay? Be realistic with yourself. Don't let yourself romanticize. Make the ick list. If you have some icks, put them below and share them with others, because I bet some other people have the same icks as you. Got to make the ick list and pay attention to that. And when you start to have a longing for them, for this unhealthy for you person, then you look at that ick list and remember these things. And you might have to do that multiple times a day. You might add to the list 6 months from now. Make the ick list. I promise this is important. I love you. Break that soul tie. Have a good day.